And we are following the latest developments on a deadly police shooting in Texas. 15-year-old Jordan Edwards was shot and killed by an officer Saturday night, and it happened in a Dallas suburb.
Hundreds mourned the high school freshman yesterday. Later today, the teen's family will hold a news conference. Omar Villafranca has more.
I'm saying after reviewing the video that I don't believe that it met our core values.
Balch Springs Police Chief Jonathan Haber addressed the public after reviewing body camera footage of the shooting that killed 15-year-old Jordan Edwards. A police officer shot the passenger side window of a car carrying Edwards, his brother, and 3 others as they left a party on Saturday night. According to the Dallas County Medical Examiner, Edwards died from a rifle wound to the head. On Monday, Haber corrected earlier reports that the car backed up aggressively toward the police.
In fact, according to the video that I viewed, the vehicle was moving forward as the officers approached.
Now that the chief has said that car was not moving backwards aggressively, what needs to happen to that officer?
That officer needs to be arrested. They have no reasonable explanation for the use of force.
Lee Merritt is representing the Edwards family. He says no one in the car was cited for drinking.
Any weapons in the car?
They did search the car for weapons. None were discovered. The kids don't have any history with weapons. No gun ownership, no run-ins with law enforcement before.
Merritt says Jordan was a freshman at Mesquite High School, a kid in love with life who had just played his first year of football. Jackson Turner was his teammate.
He'll just encourage me all the time. He was just an encouraging person. He'll just light the room up with that smile, just go straight across his face.
Omar Villafranca is outside the Balch Springs Police Department. So, Omar, now that we know that the car that Jordan was in was actually driving away from police during the shooting, where does the investigation stand right now?
Well, now the Balch Springs police chief is questioning the protocol, and you heard him say in the story that basically what happened after watching the body cam video does not follow protocol. The question is now what's going to happen to that police officer that was involved. From what we understand, the police officer has been with the department for about 6 years and is now on leave. The family, through their attorney, told us that they want that officer charged with a crime, but at this point it is going to be up to the district attorney and a grand jury to decide if charges will be brought against that officer. But Lee Merritt, the attorney for the family, told me that he does plan on meeting with the district attorney in Dallas County this week to talk about that case.
Omar, for context, can you explain how the shooting unfolded and what the policy is when it comes to shooting at moving cars?
Well, from what we understand, the initial reports were that it was some officers went around the car that Jordan Edwards was in, basically telling them to stop. And the initial reports was that the vehicle was moving backwards towards the officers in an aggressive manner. Basically, for police protocol, if they feel the car is being used as a weapon, they can return fire to neutralize the car, to stop the car from coming at them. But after seeing the dash cam video, the police chief basically said the exact opposite, that the car was moving away from them. Usually officers are not allowed to shoot at cars that are moving away from them if they don't feel threatened at all. A search of the car subsequently after the shooting showed that there was no weapons that were in there. So at this point, with the police chief questioning the protocol, people are going to find, they want to know exactly what's going to happen to this officer. Side note that the family attorney, Lee Merritt, told me that based on the shooting evidence that they have seen so far, the bullets came in to the passenger side window, so not from the rear of the vehicle, which was the initial report that the car was moving backwards towards them, that they came in from the passenger side window where Jordan was hit on the side of the head.
Well, that detail adds another little component to this story. You know, Jordan's death is already being compared to other deadly police-involved shootings of black men. I'm wondering how the community is reacting to this.
Well, and not just here in Balch Springs, there's been a lot of community reaction. When the police chief was initially giving a press conference, a lot of members of the community showed up and they were upset, they were angry. They wanted more answers. There was a 15-year-old who was dead and they wanted to know why. This community is very upset. And of course, this being the South, this being Texas, there's church leaders also involved who are urging calm but are trying to find out exactly what went wrong. And they're putting pressure on the police department to get this right. Now, we learned yesterday that the Dallas County Sheriff's Office is also going to be involved in this investigation. They're not the lead, but they are assisting. Balch Springs is not a big police department, so the county is going to be here as well to help in several aspects of the investigation.
Such a disturbing story. Omar Villafranca reporting for us from Balch Springs. Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.